Space news. Oh my god, I own such a massive book. Hello everyone, this is Cello of Orion, and today we are discussing through the topics of what I would say to be the Halloween special of Space News, aka episode 24. Now, besides that, I don't really have any other announcements to make besides just, obviously look out for the DC video. But mainly, sometime after Halloween, I will change my channel name to something else. I'm not gonna say what it would be. I will say that it's gonna be something similar to what I already have, and I'm not saying when it will happen either, so just also take out a lookout for that. So with all that stuff out of the way, let's blast off. Now, I mainly have one topic to discuss, but at the end, I do plan on talking a little bit about the DART mission, because that recently happened. But mainly, what we're discussing today is the full Hunter's Moon of October. So, the Hunter's Moon itself doesn't really have any kind of association with a month, but I will say is that this moon's name is famously known for the fact that it's literally taking place directly after the harvest moon. But it does have a little bit of origin with the name as well, though, besides just being named after the autumnal equinox. So back in the good old days of no technology, farmers would traditionally reap their fields under the glow of the harvest moon. This would then mean by the time of the next full moon, aka the Hunter's Moon, which you'll see why it's named that in just a second, the fields would be clean. Thus, hunters could have an easier time trying to hunt down some animals as a source of food, so they could be prepared for the abysmal cold days in hell that are part of winter. Not only that, but the light of the full moon would also make things a little bit easier to see out there when finding animals as well. Now, like all full moons, they also have some other traditional names as well, but I'm gonna say the ones that are used by Native American tribes. This one is sometimes known as the migrating moon or the travel moon, as at this time, birds would fly to warmer climates. There would also be the freezing moon or the ice moon, because also at this time the first frost would begin in the world. But then there's also the falling leaves moon and the dying grass moon, because, hey, it's autumn. Now this moon sometimes might have a red glow to it. Thus, this moon can be given the name of the blood moon, which actually is what the name that Wiccans call this moon as well. Although the blood moon name really has stuff to do about the hunting season rather than just the moon's actual color. But blood moons are given that name when a total lunar eclipse would happen, because when the moon is behind Earth's umbra, the only amount of color of the sun's light that would be passing behind it is red, which means that the moon would be given a red color. There are a few objects that will be happening near the full moon as well. Apparently last night, and also tonight, with a little bit more of a distance, Jupiter was actually close to the moon in the constellation Pisces. Apparently also on October 8th, Mercury would have had the highest position above the horizon. And then comes the annual Draconids meteor shower. Eventually sometime in October, there's also the famous Orionids meteor shower that will eventually come soon as well. Now, if you happen to miss this full moon, chin up. The next one will be the Blood Beaver moon. Yes, the Blood Beaver moon, meaning that there will also be a lunar eclipse in this event as well. Hey, kind of like the May blood moon as well. It will occur on November 8th in November. I accidentally said November twice. I am extremely sorry about that. So now with the full moon out of the way, it's time we talk a little bit about the DART mission. So DART, also known as the Double Ashtray Redirection Test, is essentially one of the first missions that would happen for a set of missions about protecting our planet from asteroids. The literal mission for this was to literally have the spacecraft smash into the asteroid that it would be targeting as. The target that DART hit was known as the small asteroid satellite called Dimorphos, which is a satellite of the bigger and probably more threatening asteroid, Didymos. So you may be thinking, why the hell would we smash an asteroid against a satellite, or vice versa, I should actually say that? Well, the reason is, we tried to see what we could do to save our planet against asteroids, because we all know what could happen if a big, potentially hazardous asteroid could hit us. So the reason why astronomers will literally send a satellite to literally crash into an asteroid is to see if it would try taking it off course a little bit. Now, obviously, we don't get the results immediately. It would probably have to take at least a few weeks of telescopic observations in order to see if there were any changes to the asteroid's path. But in the future, we'll also send up more missions to potentially hazardous asteroids to find ways to protect ourselves from an apocalyptic Armageddon scene. Which, by the way, I am kind of biased, but that is actually a pretty good movie in my opinion. You should go watch it. So, that is pretty much the end of Space News episode 24. I hope you all enjoyed it. So, keep on a lookout for my channel name change in the Washington DC video. Happy relatively early Halloween, and as always, keep on stargazing.